So if you've ever asked, what is my purpose? What is my life's work? Why am I here? You're not alone, because so many people in the world of from all walks of life, race, age, anything you can think of, are asking the same question. And all you need to do is to type in how to find my purpose on YouTube or on Google, and you'll be inundated with so much information. There are so many videos out there that teach you what approach to take to find your purpose. But what I find concerning is that under all of this video, when you go down to the comment section, you still find people asking the same question that the speaker or the content creator has just attempted to answer. So does that mean that the approaches that people are sharing are not working out for their audience, or that people are just not getting it? What is going on here? Why would you finish watching this massive TED Talk where somebody has just broken down for you how to find your purpose, and then you go down to the comment section, what you find is people still asking the same question? In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you what I believe is the fundamental element that is missing, why people are finding it very, very difficult to discern their purpose in spite of listening to all these talks, reading all these books and all these articles. There is one thing that is missing in many of these talks, and that thing is going to keep you going round and round in the loop until you are able to crack the code. And that is what we're going to do together in this video. This video hopefully is going to be a short one because the answer is very simple and very basic. But before we get into that answer, I'd like us to just look at the basic definition of purpose. Purpose is your reason for existence. It's the reason for which anything exists. So if you look at a hammer, why does a hammer exist? It exists to knock in nails into wood or something. You can also use it maybe to break things or whatever. You have water. Water exists to make things clean, to quench your thirst. You look at air, you breathe in air so you can live. Whatever, just think about it. Your light bulb, everything, your pot, everything has a purpose for which they exist. And for you to get to enjoy the full potential of whatever product or service or whatever it is, object that you have, it is important that you know why that thing exists so that you can use it in the right way and enjoy it without hurting yourself, and enjoy the full range of benefits that comes with using that thing and using it properly. So if this is important for the objects that we have, that we use, how much more is it important for us human beings to know what our purpose is? Why are we in existence? Because the truth of the matter is that none of us really need to exist. We don't need to exist, but if we exist, then there is a reason for it. And many of the information that you find online, if I were to put all of them in, say I want to find a topic, it's a topic that covers everything, it would be something like find intersection between what you love and what people love to pay for, or what people would want to pay you for. That intersection is where your purpose lives. But of course, I do not subscribe to this definition at all, and I'm going to tell you why in a moment. Because this definition doesn't really do justice to this, or rather this concept, this analogy doesn't do justice to the definition of purpose, which is the reason why you exist. It is skipping a step. It's like putting did they say the cart before the horse, or the horse? The cart before the horse, yeah. So going about it that way is putting the cart before the horse, because purpose is beyond what you enjoy or what people are willing to pay for. Because you can find something you enjoy and nobody's willing to pay for it. Or sometimes people are willing to pay for that means nothing to you. And even if you're lucky to find, you are one of those lucky people that find that intersection that, yeah, what I have, people love it, they're willing to pay for it, then it still does not equal satisfaction that comes with purpose, because purpose is about alignment. It's about who you are, not necessarily what you do. What you do will come later, but purpose is about finding out who you really are, what you're made of. That is what purpose is. But this element that I want to share that everybody misses is the fact that in order for you to have a purpose, or for anything at all to have a purpose, there needs to be somebody who assigned the purpose. That means it was actually made. Somebody assigned that purpose, or something is assigned that purpose. And for so many people, I know this is a difficult conversation because people want to skip the topic of God and believe that they can do all things by themselves. And that is why you will hear suggestions like you need to stay still, you need to look within and think within so that you can listen and hear that your voice, your voice of your higher self. But no matter how much you listen, you'll be hearing your own voice. And since you didn't call yourself into existence, you can never be sure that you have found your purpose. You can find something that makes you happy, something that is fun, that people are happy to pay for. But in order to know what your purpose is, you have to check in with the purpose giver. If you buy a television set, if you've never had a television set before, you wanted to know how that television works, or even if you've had before and you have a new model, you look at the manual to see if you have everything covered, to know how it works, what buttons to press, what is the full range of benefit. You have a computer, the same thing, a telephone, the same thing. Whatever it is you buy, you have to look at the manual in order to know exactly what this thing, how this thing works and what it's supposed to do and what the benefits are and how you can enjoy that range of benefits. How come it becomes different when we're talking about human beings, the most complex organism of all? Why would you assume that on your own you would know what you are made for without checking in with the manual, without checking in with the purpose giver? This channel is made for Christian moms. It's made with Christian moms in mind. But I know that there might be people here right now that are not Christian or have no faith at all, but who might still be asking this same question. I'd like you to consider this for a minute. How in the world would you choose your purpose? How in the world would you know what you are made for if you do not even know that you were made or do not even believe that you were made? So the first step and the missing bit in all this talk about purpose is the purpose giver. And that is your first step to finding your purpose. Because I know that there are a lot of people out there that are doing great things in the world, that are doing wonderful things and that look happy from the outside and are probably even making a lot of money. But once in a while you will hear them, they will let it slip that they are not even sure that they have found their purpose. But they're doing the best they can. They wake up every day and they do what they think that they should do. They do something good, which is amazing. It is wonderful. But that question of purpose leaves a big gaping hole in every heart. That if you don't answer that question, no matter what you do, that hole remains and it keeps begging for an answer. And so in order to fill that hole, you must check in with the purpose giver. And that is what this video is about today. So for those of us who are already Christians, who may have subscribed to this formula that the world gives, I myself subscribed to that formula for a long time. I watched videos upon videos, read books upon books, did everything I could to discover what my purpose was. But I don't remember actually taking out time to really pray about it and figure it out God's way. It took a long time for me to get to that point where I actually cried out to God and said, what exactly is my purpose? Because I believe that there was a formula out there, that if I only followed that formula, I would definitely come to a point where I'll be able to realize what my purpose is, where I'll have my light bulb moment. But it never happened for me. I changed jobs, went from job to job. I had a great job, had good pay, so that was never my problem. I had fun, and when I was not having fun at any job, I created my own side project that made sure that I was having fun in my life. I volunteered, I did all kinds of things. But that hole could never be filled until I realized that it is God who assigns purpose, and He alone who will reveal the purpose of each man. So if this is something that you have not done, I ask you to consider, to take out time to ask God, what is my purpose? You made me, you called me forth. Why am I here? And for those who do not believe in God, I want to let you know that that question would never truly be answered if you do not consult God. You can search all you want. You can go anywhere you want. You can do whatever you want, all the meditation you want. The question of purpose, of what your purpose is, can only be answered by the one who called you into existence. And so, I'll ask you to consider asking God. I don't know what you believe or where you are in your faith, but you have to utter that prayer and ask, why am I here? Because this is probably the most important question that you ever ask in your life. And when you ask this question, God will show up and start leading you in mysterious ways. And this will be the beginning of a whole new journey for you. In subsequent videos, I'm going to be sharing clues, other things that God has revealed to help us to know for a certain what he has called us to do in this world. But I just wanted this video to be about calling your mind back to the basics, to the fundamental, which is there is no purpose without a purpose giver. And in order to find the purpose, you have to consult with the purpose giver. So today, whatever you do, consult with the purpose giver, and I hope that you will find the answers that you have been looking for. And I'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed. Bye.